Gender-based violence is an issue that has plagued our society and the world for a long time. Women are often the victims, but sometimes it affects men too. Today I'm at the premiere of a movie that centers on this situation. Deafening Silence is a movie that speaks about gender-based violence, the different types, and how victims can get help. Let's hear from the cast of the movie.
This is a movie in collaboration with UNDP, the EU, and the UN, spotlighting the issues of gender-based violence. Gender-based violence, like we all know, is happening everywhere. It's rampant in the society.
Deafening Silence is about gender-based violence, and we are accepting and acknowledging the fact that it's not just women who are abused, men are also abused. Now, don't forget that abuse comes in various forms. It can be physical, it can be emotional, and it can be psychological. And I think it's important for all of us to note that we, if we're not doing anything to stop this, are a part of it. We're enablers.
You know, it's about how important it is to speak up when you're going through it, and how you need to know that you cannot change the person you're married to, you cannot change the person you're in a relationship with. Someone beating you today will beat you tomorrow. Your marriage is not more important than your life.
Deafening Silence is a spotlight on the issues and the solutions that the NGO is providing beyond taking the woman out of an abusive environment. Is also what are you doing for the victim, because many times you find out that victims go back.
According to a representative of the European Union, more than 1 billion naira has gone into eradicating this scourge in Nigeria. It was, however, noted that everyone has a role to play in speaking out against the menace.
It's a movie that has been put together in partnership with UNDP and FRED, civil society organization, and together we are showcasing this movie that is about Nigerian stories about gender-based violence in Nigeria, and it's part of our Spotlight initiative, where we want to first of all prevent gender-based violence. So this is part of the effort to raise awareness through the Spotlight initiative and other programs. The EU has invested more than 1 billion naira in the last few years to try to deal with the issue.
Nigerians are encouraged to help victims of gender-based violence and to desist from encouraging abuse.
The real enablers exist out there. Those are the people that tell you when you're in that situation that you shouldn't leave because it's shameful. They're enabling the person that's abusing you, giving that person more opportunities to abuse you, right? So if you're one of those, you need to stop it.
If you see something, say something. The young girl who is at the forefront of this film, she was very bold, she was very assertive, she believed in offering help even when it wasn't needed, which is how it should be.
As the Nigerian movie industry continues to experience growth, experts encourage the government to sustain interventions in the entertainment sector for all-round development.
Like every other growing industry that hasn't gotten the greatest of all supports, it's going to have some challenging times. Which is where we are at now. That's not to say we've not had situations where the industry of films have broken ground, but when you compare that to the number of films that have broken ground, then you find out that it's an issue. It needs a total overhaul. It really needs government presence, not in making films, but creating that enabling environment.
Powerful films like Deafening Silence go a long way in educating the public about the issue in question. And today, that issue is gender-based violence. It's our hope that movies like these would help inspire the desired changes necessary. Adebanke Odunoyin, TVC News, Lagos.
Still watching the Saturday Breakfast Show. This is the entertainment segment. I am Theophilus. Of course, my co-host is with me at Deafening, whom you just saw on that report. Deafening Silence movie premiere. How are you doing, Adebanke?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm excellent. How you were the premiere of that movie, Deafening Silence.
Yes.
How was it?
It was. I am happy that Nigerians came together to celebrate such a movie that has such a deep meaning. So the background of the movie is that it's about gender-based violence, about several families who are going through violence in one form or the other. well, mostly the husbands beating the wives and treating the children badly and everything. So, and it was sponsored by, it was in partnership with UNDP and the European Union. So I think it's a movie that is going to do well eventually when it comes out. But I think it's out on cinema, but I really hope that it comes to other streaming platforms like Netflix.
But that kind of movie is not the kind of movies people go to the cinemas to watch. So are they looking at making money? Or making an impact?
According to the European Union representative, they have spent about $1 billion to tackle GBV in Nigeria. So I don't really think that is the whole essence. I think it's just to general awareness about GBV and the fact that your husband beating you is not a normal thing. Your husband manipulating you or insulting you is not supposed to be a normal thing. So I think that I think they just want us to know the right thing about how marriages should be.
Yeah. All right, so that's it about the movie Deafening Silence. Of course, it's in cinemas, so you can watch it there. We will take a quick break and we'll